Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to episode 10 of the Studio Build series. Now, it's been a little while since episode 9, and there's been a substantial amount of progress made, so let's dive right in and see what's changed. Alright, well, when we left off in episode 9, the cabinets were installed in the studio, and you got to see a sneak peek at what's going on the walls, and that's right where we'll pick things up as the guys continue work on installing the Slatwall in the studio. And like I mentioned in the last episode, I'm doing a 2-foot strip of the darker gunmetal color on the bottom, and then above that right to the ceiling will be a lighter gray, and that all sits on top of a channel on the grade beam, which will also house LED strip lighting around the whole studio, which you'll get to see a little bit later in the video. Now, after a day's worth of work, they got quite a bit of Slatwall up around the studio, and while it's a relatively easy install process as it's just screwed into the studs, having to measure and cut out around all the electrical boxes definitely slows things down, but it's looking really good so far. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Slatwall, it's a PVC product that's perfect for this application as it's waterproof, but you can also get all kinds of accessories for it like shelves or attachments to hang brooms, tools, and many other things. So besides looking good, it offers quite a bit of utility as well. Alright, well, the next day the guys were back to keep working on the walls, although they won't be able to finish quite yet for a couple reasons. One being that we had to wait for more of the trim to get ordered in, and the other is that I've got something special planned for this wall, and it needs to get installed first, so we'll come back to the slat wall a little bit later. But in the meantime, there was work being done on the shop side as the grade beam was starting to get trimmed out with Paylite, which is a waterproof product, and I decided to use this over painted MDF because I know the shop floor will get pretty dirty with the equipment I park in here, so I won't have to worry about it getting wet when I clean the floor. Hey guys, just wanted to jump in here real quick to let you know that I'm super excited to be working with Omaze again to offer you guys the chance to win a Velocity Ford Bronco, all while supporting a great cause, Boys and Girls Clubs of America. That's right, Omaze is giving away a Velocity Ford Bronco, so for your chance to win, simply go to omaze.com/thedetailgeek2. Omaze gives away one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences, all while supporting chosen charities all across the world, and in the case of the Bronco, they've chosen Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Now, the vision of Boys and Girls Clubs of America is to provide a world-class club experience that assures success is within the reach of every young person who walks through their doors, with all members on track to graduate from high school with a plan for the future demonstrating good character and citizenship and living a healthy lifestyle. But best of all, you could win a Velocity Ford Bronco, which includes some serious upgrades, like a Velocity exhaust system, 2.5-inch lift, power side steps, Velocity billet door handles, knobs and mirrors, vintage air, AC and heat, and a 6-point roll cage with Safari soft top, among many others. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I won the Bronco, I'd be pushing its 5-liter Coyote engine and all 430 horsepower right to the limit, and I wouldn't let Mike anywhere near it. For your chance to win a Velocity Ford Bronco, go to omaze.com/thedetailgeek2 and enter now. Donations support the amazing work of Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Okay, now let's take a look at all the other progress that's been made over in the studio. Okay, well, after the grade beam was all trimmed out, the HVAC guys were out to drop off all the spiral ducts for both the studio and shop side, as I've decided to go with exposed ductwork just for the look of it rather than hiding it in a bulkhead, and I had them hang it with these cables rather than traditional metal strapping just for a bit of a cleaner look. and this is what it looks like in the mechanical room. You'll also notice that the HRV is installed, which is the air-to-air exchanger. And in terms of the furnace, it's a dual zone Lennox furnace that has electronic dampers on each of the zones, so that means I can control the temperature in the shop and the studio independently of each other, which will be nice as when I'm working in the studio I don't necessarily need it as hot or cold over in the shop, and having to get up on a ladder to manually open and close the damper really wasn't something I wanted to do. Now besides all the ductwork, the electricians were also back out to hook up all the LED strip lighting, which I have going along the entire grade beam around the studio, as well as under the 2 upper cabinets, and just as I imagined, it looks awesome. Back over to the shop now where my cabinets were installed, and similar to the studio, I've got about 12 feet of cabinets here with a sink going in the middle and drawers on the bottom, and these are obviously just regular cabinets made from melamine as there's no concern with moisture in the shop here. And then the cupboard in the bathroom was also installed at the same time, and then the very next day the guys were back to install all the fronts, which is a high pressure laminate from Tefisa and pretty unique looking. And then they also put the countertop in the bathroom, which is just a basic laminate, and put a base down for the steel countertop that I'll be doing in the shop here. And I should also mention that the cupboards have slow close drawers and cupboard doors and adjustable shelving as well. Okay, well, like I mentioned earlier, I've got something pretty cool planned for the one wall in the studio, and it needs to be installed before the slat wall can be done. So when I got the call that it was ready, I was pretty excited. So obviously the first step was to get my temporary placeholder taken down. I was using to make sure it was the size that I wanted and in the right spot on the wall. And then the installers took over, and I gotta say it looks pretty darn fantastic up on the wall. Alright guys, well that is where I'm going to wrap up episode 10. Now there's been a ton of progress made and there really isn't too much left to do, so we really are getting close now. Although I do still have a few of my own projects to take care of yet, but until next time, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.